What's good, Reflections? We're going to hop right into this one. Told you I was going to make a video today. I got two to make. I'm going to make one later on. But this one, I'm going to be talking about the problem with carbon and melanin. Something that people don't really understand. People do not understand carbon. And in this video, I'm going to be basically making it plain and simple to you the problem with carbon, the problem with melanin. Okay? This is the issue we're having. If y'all logged in live, salute to everybody in the room. Peace, Reflections. I acknowledge myself. I love myself. We're going to hop right into this. Today, I'm going to be breaking down to you what melanin is in the most simplest form and the simplest words to help you understand what melanin is, how it works, and the gift and the problem with it. The problem with melanated people. I'm going to be, like I always do in my videos, I'm going to be breaking things down to you in the most simplest form to make you understand something within yourself that you already knew, but you have yet to know. You ready? Cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera here. What I did, because I have the luxury of having a solar panel, is I took it upon my own will to show you artificial intelligence about carbon. Here is what we're going to be using today. What we have here is a solar panel. And what we have here is not only a converter, but what stores the energy from the solar panel, which is a battery. Okay? And in this video, what I'm going to tell you, what I'm going to show you is how melanin and carbon works within your body. Inside these panels are carbon, artificial, simulated carbon. Okay? When you place this in the sun, it does exactly what the melanocytes in your skin do. Okay? So the melanocytes in your skin will take from the sun, the oxygen, the water, the food you eat, all of the energy that even the people around you, your melanin is absorbing energy from. Sound, any form of energy melanin in your body will suck from. Not this. This is just sucking from the sun. But your melanin sucks from all of the forms of energy, all of the elements of energy. Now, just like this solar panel, the melanocytes do this in your skin, in your eyes, in your hair, all throughout your body. On the external, what you will find is solar panel looking brown. This brown plays just like this solar panel, has carbon in it. It absorbs light codes. It absorbs energy. And when it does that, it stores it within the mitochondria DNA. Now, it not only stores it, but it converts it. And it does what this battery does. It stores and converts this into energy in your body that has reserve. That is reserve, okay? It's reserved for your use, for your mind to use to express itself through your being. Let's go over this again. And as you can see here, this becomes a power source. Now, anybody can plug their laptop up to this, right? They can plug their laptop up to this and it will power their laptop to do whatever they want to do. You got that? Let's go over it one more time because I want to make it really clear. This is a solar panel. This is like the polymer in your skin called, this is the organic intelligence. This is the artificial intelligence. But this is only harnessing one element, and that is the sun. You are able to harness water with your melanin, sound, people's frequency. As far as we're talking, you are harnessing energy right now. You have it all in your bones, in your ear, and everything. Now, and even your body takes in sound if you have melanin. If you have lots of it, everyone has melanin. whether it's more melanin you have or less melanin you have, everyone has melanin. If it's pheomelanin, it's just a lower density of melanin, but everybody has melanin. Did I make myself clear by saying that? Everyone has melanin. There is nobody on this planet without melanin. If you don't have melanin, then you die, because melanin is the force of this universe, or carbon is the force of this universe. Some people have more than others. Here's the problem. But first, before I give you the problem, I'm going to show you something. This harnesses the sun. The sunlight hits this, and through cords, just like your hand, just through your, like my skin, right? Through the nervous system, which are the cords that connect to this solar panel on my skin. My skin is the solar panel, right? And in the side this solar panel, there is carbon. Just like inside my skin, there are melanocytes. Melanocytes are cells that harness the sun, bring the sun, and not only do that, does it, but our melanin does way more than this artificial intelligence does. Our melanin also protects us from the damage of the sun rays that might harm us, okay? And it also takes in all energy, takes in and stores the energy. It stores the energy into mitochondria DNA called ATP. In the mitochondria DNA, this is stored away, just like this battery right here. So through the nervous system, which would be the cord that would come through here, that converts, takes this energy. Inside here would be the melanocytes. Inside the melanocyte cell, it will store and convert that into energy that can be used by the body or the mind. Okay? So through the cord, which is the nervous system cord, it will plug into here and be able to store and recharge our being and our battery. Okay, and this is what melanin does. Okay, so this plays as the ATP. Okay, and so here is your mind that plugs into this source. Okay, your mind is the universe. Your mind, now we're going to connect this melanin. This is just one part of the universe, attempting to communicate itself with your mind. Your mind attaches itself to this part of its mind. It's a mind, the universe attaching itself to another part of your mind. This is separate of your mind, okay? Even though your mind is your genetic astrological programming, okay? Your body, which is a part of your mind, it's a part of your mind. Your body is giving you this body. Your mind is giving you this body. But your astrological energy will also determine what kind of body you will have and how much melanin it will have, depending on what you did in your last life, or depending on what your astrological programming is. Now, here's the problem with carbon. And can y'all come get this stuff now? Appreciate it, fellas. Now that we understand what melanin does, how it stores away, how it converts energy, it can convert sound into feeling. It can convert. This is how someone can say something to you in a text message. You read it, and that be converted into a feeling because of melanin. Now, the frequency of what you can feel this on and how much you can store depends on how much melanin you have. Okay. Here's the issue with that. Boom. Here's the issue with it. Okay? If your astrological program is running on misinformation and you're a melanated being, you become just like this battery right here. Here's the battery. Takes all the energy in, stores it, converts it for the mind to use. Okay, it's food for the mind. Takes all the natural elements, harnesses in it, pulls it in, takes it into ATP, stores it away. Once it's stored away, now the mind is like the computer that plugs into here. If I take a laptop, can y'all bring me a laptop with a plug so I can make it like so simple for them? Okay, say if I have a software on a laptop, that would be your mind. Right? But the laptop is running on a battery too. So the software is not available until we plug into some hardware. So here you are. This is your mind plugged into this. This is the connection between the ATP and your melanin to the computer, the supercomputer we call the mind. Right? And the supercomputer that we call the mind is the software running, right? But what if this software that's running is malware, is spyware, it's a virus? Then this virus can utilize and be powered by ignorance. It's going to be powered by the more melanin it has, the more power it can use for this spyware. So if you're cancer on this planet and you're melanated, it just makes you a battery for ignorance. You are carbonated ignorance. Appreciate it, fellas. Y'all take that from me, bro. Because I'm about to sit down on them now. Now I'm going to set it up right here, and I'm going to explain all of this to you with as clear as I can. Now, what you have to realize is just that is this. You are a battery. Your body and your melanin is nothing more than just a battery. Okay? It's a battery and an antenna that also connects you to the ether. To the ether. Akashic records. It also connects you to the ether. It also harnesses the universe, or all the elements or the energy forms of the universe at its highest velocity, meaning at a higher frequency. But if you are carbonated and running on the mind frame, say if you are the sun, you are carbonated, but you're running on the software of ignorance, the programs, the genetic code that you harness, the frequency of the all that you harness is something that won't allow your mind to realize what you are. There's so many melanated, ignorant people that are running off of information that go against the very essence of them being melanated. They become a battery for the lower self. It doesn't matter if you're melanated, but you are melanated for ignorance. You are carbonated for ignorance. You are powering the lower self. You are a super duper cancer cell. This is why black people are in poverty everywhere you go around the world. We're in poverty because we take anything, any software, enhance it. Anything melanin, anything that's melanated touches, the more melanin, the more power you give to it. So we bring in ignorance to power. Here you have melanated people talking about they want to own businesses within a system or a mind state of Babylon, of the lower self, that doesn't acknowledge that it lives on an organism, and it is organism that lives on an organism that should be living in harmony with nature. But you have black so-called leaders under the genetic code, the ideology, that in order for us to advance, our advancement lies in financial security. So us owning a bank will give us liberation. This is ignorance at its all-time high. The problem is the bank itself. But if we put black people behind the bank, do you know the bank is already twisted and fucked up? Under people that have less melanin If you put the bank in melanated people's hands, it's going to go stupid crazy. You talking about violence, and it's going to become even worse. It's going to come the system that we have. If black people overturn this system and become the lower self completely, it's going to become super duper ignorant. It's already ignorant. If black people take the ideology of the lower self, we are taking the software and giving our power, our ability to harness all the elements to that software. That's the problem with carbon. It's not prejudice to an intelligence. Carbon is not prejudice to the intelligence. But it's most compatible with the organic intelligence. Knowledge of self truly understands you're supposed to be living one with the planet. How can you integrate a melanated people into a system through owning businesses within a system that's the problem on the planet itself? The system. We don't gain liberation through becoming one with the system that is ignorant of knowledge of self. We get true liberation by freeing our minds and having knowledge, true divine knowledge of self, which is to realize you are an organism living on an organism, and you must become native to that organism, and native and living to meaning to be in harmony with that organism. But black people aren't worried about living in harmony with the organism that's the same color as them. Look at the trees, look at the ground. It's brown. Black people are more worried, melanated, carbonated people are more worried with being equal to their lower selves so you have this software, the wrong software, being powered into and living through a melanated being, a carbonated being. You have carbonated ignorance at its highest. You take a basketball, a piece of cowhide, you fill it up with air, you make 2 baskets, you make the game. The game was not for black people, but black people took it and made it the game. The game. Whatever a melanated person does is going to give more power to it than anything else. So if we live in poverty, if the lower self lives in poverty, which it really does within its mind, because it thinks that money gives it wealth and power. This is not power. This is weakness. The only thing that gives you power is being one with what gives the power. So therefore, the lower self lives in ignorance. But when black people touch that ignorance, we enhance it. This is why we live in poverty. We enhance the ignorance. Now, when I say black people, I'm talking about people that have more melanin. The original man. That every other form of melanin or offspring of color of brown has come from. The original black, brown man. Please do not get caught up in semantics. Please listen to understand. Listen to understand. There is no such thing as a race. There's only carbonated or not, or less carbonated. There's only one spectrum, and that is carbon. How much carbon do you hold? That's all. You either carbonated, or you're more carbonated, or you're less carbonated. Meaning that you're able to harness more energy or less energy. You're able to hear more sound frequency or less sound frequency. You're able to see more light codes or not see more light codes. High frequency, low frequency. That's it. Here's the problem with it. The problem is this. Your astrological program that you're running, your genetic code, is a code of ignorance. Because most of you are mutations of the original man on this planet. You are mutations, and so you act out as a mutant on this planet. You are an alien on this planet. This planet is an organism, is a cell, and you are not living in harmony with the equilibrium. Cancer does not know and has lost the ability to connect. This is why they say you don't have a soul. A soul, everyone have a soul, but you have less soul because you have less ability to connect to the all, to what makes us all connected. They chop your hair off because your hair is your nervous system, and it takes away the feeling. You don't have hair on your head, and you're not having your natural hair growing in its natural state, then therefore you are cut off. You are less of a soul. You are less of a soul. There's a catch to it, though. If you have less melanin, then you are less of a soul. And that's what they're saying, because you have less of what connects us to being one as a whole. That's on one plane. You got people that have less melanin, but have more what is called neuromelanin. Let's talk about neurocarbon. Neurocarbon. Now, neurocarbon is our connection to the direct ether. Okay? This is our connection to the direct ether, which is closer to the software. Just like the computer laptop, that software, that computer in the software itself is the ether. You got some people that have a stronger connection to that, but have a less connection to the physical aspect of melanin. What happens when you have someone with a stronger connection to the ether via their astrological energy, but they have less of a connection to the ether on a physical plane? This person has more connection and is more God than the person that is dark-skinned, brown physically, but have a less connection to the ether astrologically, which is etherically. That's the problem with carbon. Just because you're melanated or carbonated doesn't automatically give you a pass for excellence. You have people with less physical melanin with more neuromelanin. Neuromelanin connects you to the ether, the God mind, the supercomputer that connects everything. So you have less melanated people that are more God mentally than you could ever be physically. You'll see them because beings that have less melanin physically but have more melanin, neuromelanin spiritually, which is etherical, melanin, the supercomputer that's more connected to the all. They'll have long locks. They look like what we call white people, but they have long locks. They live in a tropical area in harmony with the earth. They have an affinity with nature. And they don't want to be a part of the carbon footprint, and they stand up against it. And they're teaching us how we can live more naturally on this planet. And I acknowledge you as a melanated being that is connected not only in the physical to the melanated source of all, but astrologically, I'm also connected to the etheric being, the supercomputer of the Akashic records. On both levels, I'm connected, making me a God being, supreme being. To those that have less melanin physically, but your neuromelanin is popping, because I look into your astrological chart, and this is what your astrological chart shows us: your connection to the ether, to the software. What software are you running? Doesn't matter if you have a Yeti 2018 Yeti 1250 with the super carbon based solar panels. If you plugged up to a software that's creating within the supercomputer of the all miscommunications. So we don't understand carbon. Just because somebody appears to be black doesn't make you righteous. Just because somebody has locks doesn't make them righteous. The enemy is now, the cancer cells are now hiding in what was carbonated bodies, which used to be God bodies. We used to be God bodies. We used to be only fit. And we were designed for gods. Our being was designed only for the gods. Our melanated, carbonated being was only designed for the gods. Now the devil has harnessed these beings. The evil one is now in carbonated version. Artificial intelligence is flowing out of these God bodies. So now you have something that is just as equal, as strong as the Christ, but it's called the Antichrist. So you have melanated people that appear to be God bodies, but they're demons, and they work as agents to a system that comes here to kill, steal, and destroy. They're genetically modified organisms. You would see, if you understood melanin, when you seen a black man, when you see a black woman, you would have the utmost respect if you truly understood carbon and melanin. But as you take a closer look at their actions, you realize, wait a minute, that's not God body actions. Those are not gods. Those are slaves. Those are super slaves. They done turned God bodies into super slaves. Now you don't know who's a god, or the only way you're going to find out who's God body now is by their actions, because it's all mixed up. You'll have an Asian person that has less melanin in their skin, but they're more connected to the supercomputer called the Akashic Records, the ether. So their actions will play out different, and this is the confusion. Because you got this black community coming out of here, so-called conscious, but not very conscious. Community coming up that are creating this confusion. But the world we live in today is so multi-mixed up, integrated, that we have mixed and matched so much that we have divine souls moving in God and cancer. Like, okay, so you got the Caucasian, which is a mutation, right? You have the Caucasian. Say if you got a white person, what we call white person, somebody has less melanin. This body is more fit for someone that has a less connection to the ether. But now we have people that have a strong connection to the ether, but that are in what you would call a body that is fit for a cancer cell, but they're divine beings. Stay with me. So if you are only looking at the black person as the gods, which we are originally the suit of God. We are the vehicle of God. We are the God bodies originally, but we're not living in that time no more where you could just look at a melanated being and be like, oh, there goes God body, there goes God. No, we're living in a time we're so integrated and mixed up. The evil one, the Antichrist, has came into the melanated body and now we have super cancer cells. And I want to expose this so that we can't get caught up and we won't get caught up in the trickery of the evil one. The evil one is hiding mostly in black people. Let me ask you something. If you was a cancer cell and you wanted to survive, why would you continue to harness a body that is weak? You don't want to harness a being that is weak. You want to tap and hack the God being through sleeping and mating with the God body. You now have the God body. You have the cancer cell now harnessing the God body. If you are cancer, why would you want to be in a cancer body, in a weak ass body? No, you're going to want to harness the most strongest body that you can find so that you can live and become strong. So the cancer wants to harness the God body. And it has, and it succeeded very well. This is why black people are living in poverty everywhere you go. So depending on your astrological energy, which determines your connection to the ether, your astrological energy is why it's so important to know your chart. Because if you have debilitations within your astrological chart, this will make you a cancer cell. What a cancer cell is one of us, which is a cell. You are a cell. If you're a cancer cell, you're someone that doesn't have the ability to know and live in harmony with the planet that you're on. You're an abomination. You're the Antichrist. The evil force that powers you comes from the same source that powers the Christ. Ever notice how Babylon utilizes nature? It sucks from the original force of life for them to have their matrix. Their matrix is built in wood, plastic, and metal. Everything is built in squares, but nothing is square. Nothing is square in nature, but in their matrix is built in squares because they're vibrating at such low frequency. The phone is a square. Your pictures are square. It's square feet. Everything is square footage. Everything is squares, but nothing square in nature. They built the lower self, which is the mind that doesn't know thyself. It doesn't know itself. So it lives out the actions that say, I don't know who the hell I am. And so it plays as an alien on that being. It plays as a foreign entity, a foreign bacteria on the organism we call Earth. So this being now is on Earth. Destroying everything it touches and doing as it wills. Do as thy wills, is their saying. Do as thy wills. Do as you want. People will tell you, hey man, you can do whatever you want in life, man. While that is true, because we're manifestors and creators, what if you were creating destruction with your desires? Your desires are not in conducive with the collections computer, the supercomputer, which is this planet, the super all. It's not in conducive. What if your desires and what you want is not conducive to the all? Yeah, you can manifest it. And that is what the matrix is. The whole matrix is a place full of the desires of beings, creators that desire to live out of harmony with what is. That's what the whole matrix is. The cities that are built, the way we build things, all of it is the lower self's desires to live because it doesn't know what it is. It lives in ignorance because it doesn't have knowledge of self. This is what the Christ conscious is, the knowledge of self, the true divine knowledge of self that comes to an organism to heal it and bring balance through the being and the cells on that organism. It comes through to bring balance and harmony to heal the organism from its cancer or disease, and every single time it wins. There must be balance and harmony no matter how much we get out of harmony. People say, well, you must have bad to have good. That is wrong. Good stands without bad. Good is righteous. Righteous stands without evil. That is not harmony. Harmony is in balance with Ma'at, is with balance with the all. We are taught to think that if there's good, there must be bad. That's not true. Good exists without bad because it's harmony between masculine and feminine. That's balance. Not evil and good. Evil is something that's not supposed to exist. People would tell you, well, you have to have bad. You have to have a lower self. No, you don't. You must not be in the lower self. The lower self is there to show you what not to do. So therefore, we must live in the harmony of the middle self. So people think that good cannot exist without evil. How do you know what a good day is without bad day? How do you even know anything? What is good is what is balanced. What is pure, what is true, that is good. What is bad and what is evil is what everything exists outside of that goodness and pureness and balance. And that does not need to exist for good to exist. Balance and harmony exists in your body right now. That's what gives you ease. Aren't you just fine without evil in your body? Aren't you getting along just fine without evil in your body? Without disharmony, dysfunction in your body? You're doing just fine without cancer. You're existing without cancer in harmony and enjoying your health without the evil existing in your being. To accept the fact that you have to have evil to have good is to accept the fact that that it's okay for evil to live and exist on this planet. Evil is to live backwards. That is not accepted at all. And all evil will soon be gone. And there will be ease on this planet we call Earth. This organism we live on called Earth, as there will be ease in your body. What brings ease brings balance. What brings dis-ease is disharmony, discomfort. Dis-ease is a result of unbalance. When you see these cities on the planet, these Babylonian cities, what you must realize is these cities are built out of ignorance, out of mutation. Mutation has taken over on this beautiful organism we live on. But this organism is not just any organism. The earth is the nucleus of a neuron cell within your own body. You are being projected into your own body as this being right here, as a nervous cell made up of a whole bunch of cells to come here and heal this planet. If you are the Christ conscious, if you are the children of God. Most of you are cancer cells, and you've come here to be a part of what kills, steals, and destroys. What you do not realize is cancer has never survived outside of the host that it killed. And cancer is self-destructible. It self-destructs. It destroys everything in its sight until there's no more left. It uses all of the resources till there's none left, and then it kills the host while killing itself. We are here to kill the cancer. We choose to kill the cancer by simply not giving it any more energy, stepping away from Babylon and living sustainable with this organism that we live on. This is how we choose to fight the cancer. Stop feeding it your attention and your power, which is your attention. This is your true commerce. Long as you continue to give attention and fear, which is attention, to the system or the powers that be within that system, it will truly exist. The Christ conscious is here to bring balance and order through the humans that have the capacity genetically for the light, the true divine light of God. The gods are here through the beings, speaking through the beings to bring order and harmony upon this organism that we live on. For the organism that we live on is you. You must become more conscious of what you're eating. And I'm not talking about just what you put in your body, but eating food is communication with all that you communicate with via light, via water, via your earth, your food, organic food, and via your amount of oxygen that you live with, by how close you live to trees. You should live very close to trees, in harmony with trees, without chopping down and killing those trees. We are here as a platform to wake you up, those that have the ability to wake up. It doesn't take many, because we will be the beings that will inherit the earth once the cancer cells destroy themselves. The cancer will destroy themselves before they destroy the earth. The earth will make it so plague will come that they will destroy each other. And the meek to the earth and to God's law will inherit the earth, because we will be hidden off in the jungles. And after they kill themselves, we will come outside, and one day there will be no more. This is soon to come. Behold, the kingdom of God is at hand. Repent and proclaim the kingdom. All those children of God out there. This is true Christianity. I love my self-reflection. Remember, do not be carbonated ignorance. Those of you in carbonated bodies that are, it don't matter how much carbon you have. If you are connected to the ether astrologically, that is what truly matters. Now, if you are connected to the ether and you're carbonated, you are a super god on this planet. Everyone else is a soldier in the kingdom of God. But you are a king and you are a queen if you are melanated, and on top of that, you are connected through your astrological energy, and you bring action to peace with your power. You bring peace to power, harmony to power, truth to power, divine truth. You are the gods. We are the walking gods, the ones that are connected etherically and physically. We are the gods. Those that are connected etherically, you are the warriors. We have people inside Babylon working, working for Babylon, but not working for Babylon. They're sending money to the Christ conscious. We got beings in Babylon working for Babylon, sending money to the Christ conscious as we build our nation. And nothing will stop it. We got people inside. We got agents inside working amongst you that send us energy to build the nation. The kingdom of God is here. It is at hand. I love my self-reflection. Share the video. I love myself. Peace.